Welcome to all things haunted, horrifying, and hellish.
The game I want to talk about today is called Resident Evil, a horror game with zombies infected by the Umbrella Corps. The game takes place in Racoon City. The game features protagonist Jill Valentine, who is a police officer. She has a gun and kills zombies. She used to be part of STARS Police Academy. She teams up with teammate Chris Redfield to defeat the antagonist Umbrella Corps, who is a pharmaceutical company that creates zombies using bioterrorism and organic weaponry as well. She is regarded as the best like heroines in video games. She is French and Japanese descent. Her excellent in lock-picking guns and explosives make her an intelligent lady. She's also brave and loyal, helping Chris defeat the zombies using what I said above. She is pursued by Nemesis, a zombie super soldier who is scary, massive, and can crush down walls. The Nemesis take a T-103 host, infect them with the parasites provided by Umbrella Europe, and you get the Nemesis, a humongous hulking monster with huge arms that can smash open walls to try to begin a pursuit with Jill Valentine. He has a subpar intelligence that is unavoidable. He is bioorganic weapon, and he is military grade, and he's super strong.
Oh yeah!
He prefers to hunt down Jill instead of her partner that helps hunt zombies. His name is Chris Redfield. In conclusion, I think Resident Evil is still one of the best horror games because I love the name of Racoon City and have fun to be able to defeat the Nemesis zombie. I hope the Nintendo Switch gets a copy of this classic game so I can win against Umbrella Corps and be the hero of the strange world of Jill Valentine.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Couch's Corner.
Brought to you by our corporate sponsor, Spam It's Ham in a Can. Another game that got our goat. Was the 1999 Stanley Cup Final Game 6 between the Buffalo Sabres and the Dallas Stars. Was played at the Marine Midland Arena, now called the KeyBank Center. This is an upsetting game because people thought that Brett Hull of the Stars had kicked in the winning goal and with a skate.
Fans were outraged because there had recently been a change in rules about the space around the goalie's crease, which caused a lot of confusion about the goal.
Let's get into it.
I was going for Buffalo in this game.
Me too.
Dallas scored a goal in the first period, which was annoying.
The Sabres made a comeback and tied it up in the second period, thankfully.
The teams fought tooth and nail in the third, but it had to go into overtime with a score of 1-1. It was a fierce battle, but it went into a second overtime.
Buffalo had a hard stopping attempt off the bar, so it went into triple overtime.
With 5 minutes left in overtime, Brett Hull and Mike Modano rushed the crease. This is where things get difficult. This was a highly controversial goal. Please explain to our audience why, Ben.
It looked like the puck was kicked in by Hull. Some people thought that this would not count as a goal, but others knew that a new rule was that the puck could not be sent to someone else while in the crease. Technically, the puck was always in Hull's possession, so the goal counts.
There was lots of debate in the league, and eventually the goal was allowed.
I originally didn't think it was a fair goal, but after watching the footage, it looks fair.
I didn't think so either. Now that I've watched the footage, I think it's fair too.
In conclusion, the Buffalo versus Dallas game originally got our goal.
But now we believe it's fair.
Yay!
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Elise,
Hi, my name's Christina Unger.
and in this episode, we are going to talk about the horror flick Five Nights at Freddy's the movie. It features the evil animatronic characters Freddy, Foxy, Chica, Golden Freddy, Balloon Boy, and Spraying Bonnie. These names may sound cute, but they are terrifying animatronic characters who are out to scare you and kill you.
The movie was released on October 27, 2023 to an enthusiastic crowd that gave the movie a great ratings. It is #1 in the box office.
The movie takes place with the main character and tormented supervillain, William Afton. He had a traumatic childhood with lots of bullying. As an adult, he gets revenge by designing friendly-looking robots that entertain families in a pizzeria called Five Nights at Freddy's during the day.
This is how it happened. There were murders of children back in the 1980s by William.
The police searched the building from top to bottom, but they couldn't find any evidence, and the case was closed and the building was shut down.
The building stayed standing, and there are people that watch the building. At night, Mike Schmid, the security guard, comes in for his shift with his sister Abby, and they are all alone. They begin to hear odd sounds. He hears banging pots and pans, laughing, humming, singing, and guitar playing.
Odd things to hear when you're on your own. Next, the guard can hear metallic footsteps getting closer to the office. He begins to panic and check the cameras to see who it could be. He sees that the animatronic robots are missing. He doesn't know that the machines are possessed by the spirits of the children that have been killed by William Afton. He doesn't know that the machines are possessed by the spirits of ghost children that have been killed at the pizzeria. Their intent is to make Abby one of them by killing her and putting her spirit into animatronic circus baby.
Mike has to protect himself and Abby from the bloodthirsty, paranormal, killer animatronic characters.
The movie builds suspense by using lots of jump scares, creepy music, and sounds to keep us on the edge of our seat.
The movie is different from the games because the games don't use music to scare us.
Let's take a minute to talk about our favorite characters. My favorite evil character is Foxy the Pirate. He has a hook for a hand with an eye patch. He's very tall, with red and brown fur, with tattered, baggy pirate clothes, and with a menacing, gravelly pirate voice. He slashes kids to death with his hook.
Yarr, mateys! My favorite character is Roxanne Wolf. She is a punk rock princess looking wolf. She has a creepy, demonic, robotic voice and looks like a pop princess diva that is obsessed with her looks. She wears leg warmers in a red and black bikini with shoulder pads. She stalks characters just like a wolf would. She lunges at you and bites you with her sharp teeth and shreds you with her claws.
In conclusion, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is amazing.
I would recommend it to older audiences and not to children.
We would like to thank Scott Cawthon for creating these scary animatronic characters that guard the pizza shop.
Legend Bonehead's Haunted Places.
A ghost is a spirit of a person that passed away. I personally believe in ghosts, though I'm skeptical. I'm a person that needs to see proof before I believe it. How about you, Bonehead?
Let me think about that. You're freaking me out, Reg. But it's a wonderful day for an exorcism.
Ontario is home to many spooky places that you can visit. Here are my top 2 most haunted places.
237 Church Street, St. Catharines, Ontario.
The story goes that a police officer attended another apartment at the address when they were asked for help by the mother of an 11-year-old child named Peter. The mother was freaked out by the strange things going on in her and her son's apartment.
Hey, what kind of weird things, Red?
Actually, Bonehead, there was lots of weird poltergeist activities. A chair rose off the ground with Peter in it. At times he was thrown across the room. Pictures were tossed off the wall. Very weird. The police were scared of others thinking they were crazy, so they went to great lengths to prove the happenings were natural, going so far as to call a building inspector just to be sure that the building was not in any way responsible.
Of course everyone would think they're crazy.
In the official police report, the officer could only conclude that the boy Peter had been possessed by a poltergeist. It is very unusual to find a ghostly activity mentioned in a police report. And what would the officers have to gain by making up such a story?
I don't know, nothing.
This story intrigues and frightens me at the same time. I would like to investigate this place to see if I could observe weird things with my own eyes.
Number 2, Kingston Penitentiary, Kingston, Ontario.
A haunted place that I have always found interesting and spooky is the Kingston Pen. It held Canada's worst criminals more than 170 years when it finally closed in 2013. When I lived in Kingston, I used to stop and look at the building when it was still operating as a jail. I used to pass the building and see a guard standing watch up in the tower.
Are you sure that wasn't a ghost, Red?
I'm not too sure, but he seemed solid to me, and he was carrying a gun. I'd never seen a ghost holding a gun before. I have heard stories about ghosts of inmates roaming the halls, banging their cups on the bars, as well as guards that were murdered while working. One tour guide tells a story about seeing and hearing the ghost of a guard named William Wentworth, who was murdered in November 1961. They say they could hear his keys jingling on his key ring as he was trying to keep the angry prisoners in their cells. If I saw this happening, I would probably take off running. How about you, Bonehead?
I'd jump out of my boots if I was wearing any.
Guides tours are still being offered today. I would take a tour with a larger group of people and a tour guide, but not alone.